What's up guys, hope you're all doing great. Welcome to the first tutorial in this advanced editing techniques section. Now this section is part of the complete Premiere Pro 2021 course, and in this video we will be discussing what keyframes are and how do we use keyframes to be more creative without editing. Now keyframes basically gives you an ability to change the attributes of an effect or a transition based on time. For example, let me draw a shape on my program monitor. So I'm going to draw a circle like a ball thing. And I can do that simply by clicking on this icon in the tools bar and then using my mouse to draw it. And I've got that here, and now I'm going to go into its properties and we'll change its color from gray to red. Yeah, okay, cool. So I've drawn this shape on my screen just by using this icon in the tools bar. And now if I want this to move to the right side at this point, then I will have to basically do two things. The first thing is to tell Premiere the starting position of the circle and then the position where I want this ball to be. And how am I going to do that is by using the keyframes. So let's see. So if I go under the properties of this shape, then I can see different attributes or effects associated with it. So we've already been through this effects control tab in one of the previous tutorials. So I'm hoping that you guys still remember that. But if not, then I would suggest you to go and watch those videos, because you are going to get a really good understanding of how this effects control tab actually works. So very briefly, the effects control tab provides a view of all the effects that exist in your clip, and these three effects over here, the motion, opacity and time remapping, are basically native to all video clips. Now in order to change the position of this ball from one side to another, I will obviously be using the position effect, and that can be found under here in the motion tab. I can see that there is a stopwatch icon next to the position effect, and if I click this icon, Premiere will straight away create a keyframe at this point and will save all the current properties in this keyframe. Now if I move my playhead here and click on this icon, which is the add keyframe button, it will add another keyframe. Here I'm going to tell Premiere that at this point in my timeline, I want the ball to be on this new position. So I'm going to change the position of this ball now, and now you can do this in two different ways. Either you can type a number in here, or you can simply use your mouse. So I'm going to use my mouse and I'm going to change the position now, and yeah, this looks okay. So if I now play this clip, see what's going to happen. So there you go guys, we created our first animation using the keyframes. And as I said before, keyframes basically gives us an ability to change the parameters of an effect based on the start and end point. And keyframes can be applied to pretty much all of the effects. So let's see another example now. So now that I have my ball, sorry, not my ball, this ball. So now that I have this ball moving from one position to another, but what if I want this ball to gradually become grayscale by the time it reaches its new position? So again, I can do that very easily by using the keyframes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my effects tab and will type in lumetri color, because I know that I can desaturate this by using the saturation and lumetri color effect. So I'm going to drag this and drop it on my clip, and you can see that straight away that a new effect has been added to the effects control tab, and that is the lumetri color. So what I want is the ball to be red when it is on the original position. So I'm going to create a keyframe at the beginning of my clip, and I can do that simply by clicking on this icon. And the reason why I am doing this on the saturation effect is because I want the ball to desaturate when it is on the new position, because the ball has got a red color, and if I want it to be grayscale, then obviously I want the saturation to be taken away completely. And we've seen that in the previous section when we were doing color correction and color grading. So guys, I basically created a keyframe at the beginning of my clip, and I told Premiere that I want the ball to have its all original properties when it is on its original position. Now all of this area is basically your clip and your playhead. So if I move my playhead in the timeline, you will see that it is moving in here too. So now that we've got our first keyframe, I will now go to the point where I want this ball to be grayscale, and it's here at this point. So at this point I will create a new keyframe by clicking on this icon, and we'll change the saturation to 0 because I know that 0 is no saturation at all, and we want the ball to be grayscale, so that means no saturation, no colors at all. So let's see how it works now. So you can see that we started from this point and told Premiere to keep these parameters by creating a keyframe, and then we told Premiere to change the saturation when the ball reaches at this point, and we did that by adding another keyframe. Now one small thing that's pretty handy is that if you want to move between your keyframes, then the easiest way is to use these arrows. Otherwise it's going to be really hard to kind of pinpoint your keyframes. Now you can see that I can move very easily between my keyframes, but if I kind of use my playhead to go on my keyframe, it is, now you can see how hard that is. I mean, I have to actually kind of zoom in, and I still don't know if I'm kind of on my keyframe or I am a bit ahead or before my keyframe. So yeah, so the easiest way is just to use these arrows in here. So guys, that's all I wanted to cover off in this video. I just wanted to kind of walk you guys through the basics of keyframing, because in the upcoming tutorials we'll be doing text animation, cinematic titles, custom transitions, Gaussian blur, and all the kind of stuff that requires a lot of keyframing. So I'm pretty sure that at the end of this course you will get used to this stuff. So guys, I hope you found this video useful. If you got any questions, anything you're not sure about, feel free to drop that in the comment section and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. I'm now going to see you in the next video. So till then, you take care of yourself.